How's it going, my friends? My name is Fringy, and welcome to Should I Play the Elder Scrolls Online. Note that this is not a full review. That will be coming probably in a while because it's an MMO and an Elder Scrolls game. Now, I'm not really a big Elder Scrolls fan. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. I didn't really like Skyrim. I didn't really like Oblivion. I don't like the combat. I just didn't really care for those games. A lot of people like them. I can appreciate why people like them. I just didn't. So, with this being an Elder Scrolls game, I was coming into it with kind of low expectations because I'm not really a fan of it. But it is kind of good. You know, this game is kind of good. It does have a lot of problems, and one big one that I'm going to get to. But I'm actually having a fun time with this game. Whether you'll be able to have as much fun with it as you should with an MMO for a long amount of time is the question. So I'm going to talk about the production values because if there's one thing we have to give ZeniMax credit for, they've created a really breathtaking game in terms of its technicality and its presentation. You know, as a technical marvel, this game is excellent, just showing off what you can do in an MMO, because this game is beautiful. It has fabulous graphics, absolutely great. I mean, obviously they're not going to stand toe-to-toe with a next-generation single-player game or even multiplayer game, but for an MMO, this game looks really good. The texture detail is quite good, and best of all, it actually runs well. Runs at 60 on high on my mid-range PC, so everybody's going to be able to play this game. The awesome world, the way they've designed Tamriel is really breathtaking. Sometimes I just look back and just go, wow, this is really beautiful. And as a new person to this world, I really find it fascinating, and it really gives you a feeling of exploration. That's something that I have been experiencing. Just walking around, discovering new things, going on quests makes me feel empowered, and it makes me feel like I'm on a big epic journey, which is something that a lot of games, especially an MMO or an RPG, need to nail. The way you explore and how it always feels rewarding when you explore. And this game does reward you for exploring. You'll find new loot, new armor, new weapons, and possibly some things to get new skill points. So that's all good. And the sound design really ties it all together. You've got beautiful graphics, an awesome world, and this amazing soundtrack. It's so good. I'm a fan of soundtracks that are very much Tolkien-esque, sort of like the Lord of the Rings, and this game has a great soundtrack. And the voice acting's quite good too. I thought it'd be all campy and shit, but it actually doesn't feel half-assed, and that's partly due to the fact that they actually got a lot of big name people to do this, like Kate Beckinsale and even John Cleese, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, as a new player to the series, the lore is not very well explained to a new player. Now, you may say, oh, but that's because you're new to the series, so bitch. No. If you jump into a series like this, you should at least be able to understand something about the lore. A lot of the stuff that I know about this game is through wikis, honestly. The only reason I know Skyrim is up north is because I looked it up. There are 3 factions in this game, the names I can't remember. There are a bunch of races, I can't remember many of them. I'm the cat race. I don't know where they're from. I don't know what they're meant to be. And the only race I know about in this game is like orcs and gnomes, who are people from Skyrim or something. It doesn't really explain it, and I'm not really sure what's going on. There's meant to be some sort of covenant with my people. I originated in Daggerfall, but I have no idea who we're fighting or what's even going on. And if I'm asking this many questions, I hope they get answered soon. I have been playing for about 5 hours. I've given this a lot more time than some other games I've played because it's an MMO, but I still feel kind of lost with the story. The voice acting's great, the graphics are great, and the only real problem with the presentation for me is just the lore is not very well explained, and I can see the potential in it. I'm a fan of Tolkien-esque sort of worlds. I'm more of a fan of sci-fi, but I am a fan of these sorts of worlds too. That being said, the character designs are pretty cool. My cat dude looks pretty cool, and I want to get more armor to beef him up. And you know, the design of the enemies is pretty interesting. Some of the dungeons look really cool. You know, all in all, the presentation is quite good. But what about the gameplay? In an MMO, this is the bulk of what you're doing. The quests. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. That's pretty much what I can say. There are a lot of fetch quests, there are a lot of meandering around open fields. There's a lot of those types of quests that go on for way too long, and some of them get pretty fucking tedious. And if I've only been playing for about 5 hours and you're expecting me to play for hundreds, and I'm already starting to get bored with some of the quests are not very well designed, some of them. Let's just put it that way. The gameplay. I was never really a fan of the Elder Scrolls gameplay. I always found it to be pretty shit compared to some other RPGs. And it translates perfectly into this, so if you're a fan of the combat in Skyrim, you'll love it. I didn't really like it, so the gameplay can be a bit clunky. It's starting to grow on me. I'm starting to enjoy using different attacks and gaining more weapons. But as an MMO, the gameplay kind of gets a little bit worse. Because it's an MMO and it's always online, you're going to have that clipping, you're going to have lag. But one of the good things about the gameplay is how when you meet up with other players, you start to fight enemies. I always thought the Elder Scrolls would be great as an MMO. And when you have that social experience of fighting people, even if you're not even talking to each other, it's just a lot of fun to be in trouble and then have someone come in and help and save the day. And that's happened a lot with me, and I've helped out a lot of people, and it's highly rewarding. So, the gameplay is a mixed bag. Some things suck, and some things are really enjoyable. But, there's one critical flaw for me that will make or break the game for anyone, and that is the subscription fee. This game is $60 on launch. I was able to get a review copy, but if I couldn't, I probably wouldn't have bought this game because of the subscription-based system. I'm not a fan of the subscription-based system. We haven't seen many of those games for a while. World of Warcraft is an example of one, and that game has lasted for a while, but now we live in a time where we've got Guild Wars 2, Final Fantasy 14 to name a few, that are offering free-to-play experiences. Yeah, there's the initial investment, but it's free to play, and they're still offering a vast amount of content. And we've had Bethesda say, oh, well, you'll be getting a lot of content, but it's whether the content's good enough to justify the price, not how much of it there is. And this is something we're going to have to wait and see for. And honestly, if you're a bit irked by the subscription-based system, I'd say wait. Wait until the full reviews come out, wait until my review comes out, and wait until you see what the players are saying, and whether they think the content is justified, because it is a big financial investment to buy a game where if you stop paying, you stop playing, essentially. And if you don't pay the subscription-based fee, you got a brick. And that's pretty much the main problem I have with this game. If this game was free to play, easy recommend. I'd say, yep, go out and buy the Elder Scrolls Online. It's a great... So far, I'm having a lot of fun just exploring, you know. It's got a great world, the gameplay is so-so, but compared to other RPGs, it's still decent, and the social experience is quite good. But the subscription-based system is really killing it for me. And because of that, should you buy the Elder Scrolls Online? Honestly, I can't say yeah. I can't give you a definite yes. It's a lot of fun. But if you're not willing to pay that money, then I really can't recommend it to you. And I can't really recommend it to anyone at this stage because we have to wait and see. And of course, as an MMO, there's going to be those bugs and those issues that I've been having. I had a problematic time even getting into the game. I was meant to get 5-day early access. I got in like the day before. So, honestly, if you want to play this game, I'd say wait until the reviews come out. Wait until what you hear people are saying, and then buy this game. If you're an Elder Scrolls fan, then yeah, go out and buy it. If you're a fan of MMOs and you don't care about the subscription fee, go ahead and buy it. But I think for most of us, it's better to wait and see if the subscription-based system is going to justify it. Because if this game goes free to play, and I'm pretty sure it will in about 6 to 12 months, then you'll have a great choice for an MMO. That wraps it up for Should I Play the Elder Scrolls Online. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Fringy, and as always, have a good one.